I came home walking on the bodies of my friends. Now you think you know what that's like?
War's over, Mr. Price. No need to bring it back.
Bring it back. It never went away. Not for me.
People who risk their lives behind lies, joining the military and the police force to protect the interests and the agendas of a lying, a sham government. Let's get into it.
You think it's lousy outside tonight? Try this in mud up to your knees and it's dark like the inside of your pants pocket. That last time, when everything went up, shots being fired all around us, one of the crawlers got off a flare. Oh man, it was beautiful. We walked right into hell. We had Kong up one side of us and down the other. One guy screamed, "Charlie's in the light." We just started laying down fire, trying to punch a hole through. But they were everywhere. Guys were screaming as they got hit. Except the guys who got it in the mouth, and they just made wet sounds and went down into the mud. I got my first one in the thigh. And the next one went through my hand. Right through the back and out the palm. I dropped my rifle, and when I reached down for it, my hand went into something soft and sticky.
You don't have to go through all
Oh,
this.
yeah, man, I know. But now I want to. Guys were fighting and screaming, dying all around me. I could feel the bullets tugging at the cloth of my uniform as they went through. So you know what I did, Mr. Trooper? I ran. I left my unit behind. See, because the only way I could save my own life was by stepping on bodies, driving them down into the mud. And I'm not talking about the bodies of Kong, man. I'm talking about the bodies of my friends. I didn't just desert these guys. I buried them. I could hear them choke as my foot stepped on their faces. I knew these guys like brothers. So maybe you ought to keep your opinion to yourself, Mr. Trooper. Because when I hear some guy like you say he understands, I want to kick your teeth down your throat. Nobody who wasn't there will ever understand. I'm sorry, folks, for disturbing your dinner. How much I owe you, friend?
Cup of coffee, 50 cents.
Can I get you something else?
Just wait a minute. I understand y'all had a hard time over there. It doesn't give you any call to show disrespect for the law. I can't let you go out there high on pills. I don't want to be scraping you off the highway. So will you please come back to that motel with us and get a good night's sleep?
You don't want me at no motel, Mr. Trooper. Not unless you want a lot of innocent people getting hurt.
What?
You heard me. Step aside.
What was that about a motel?
The last time I stopped at a motel, I fell asleep. And a little bit of this war I brought back came home.
Officers who died in the line of duty, either on Christmas or on Christmas Eve. I want you to think about this system and what it stands for. I want you to think about this system, how it's fake, how it creates the problem, and it comes with a solution. They've been doing this forever. And in their evil tactics and schemes to rule with an iron fist, you have people who actually risk their lives trying to uphold, I guess, and protect and carry out what this system stands for. It's how do you, these officers, they're putting their lives on the line behind something that's not real, something that's fake. It's a game. It's like a security guard that risks his life to protect the assets of a store, a convenience store that sells nothing but poison for the people. It's like he says, I'm going to protect this place with my life for this money. And it's all fun They take pictures in their uniforms, post it on social media. It's cute until it gets bloody. Let's take a look at some of these old cases with these cops. Let's take a look. He's a cop. Let's just call him Barry Joe. So, Patrolman Barry Joe, who's 26, looks 56, on Christmas of 1980 in Texas, Barry Joe was shot and killed following a traffic stop on 900 block of South Willow Street. After arresting one of the suspects in the vehicle, the man attempted to flee. As Patrolman Barry Joe attempted to put the subject back in the patrol car, the other occupants of the vehicle that he stopped, they came to the subject's assistance. During the struggle, one of the men took Patrolman Barry Joe's gun and shot him twice. He was then held down on the ground by two men, and the third man shot him in the head, killing him. The subjects then fled the scene, but they were all apprehended. Three of the men, they were all brothers, aged 17, 19, and 23. They were sentenced to life in prison. All three were denied parole in the year 2015 and 16. Bruh. They were denied parole after doing 30, almost 40 years in jail. What? Well, goddamn. These cats did 40 years in jail and were denied parole. Ain't that some shit? But George Zimmerman, he can just pull his gun out and just shoot somebody who appears to be suspicious. And they say that he was holding his ground just because they claim that the little boy struggled and resisted. Bitch, you ain't no cop. What you mean he struggled and resisted? How are you just holding your own ground? If you're suspicious of him, who the fuck is you? This shit is deep right here, yo. One has another parole hearing in March 2018. And the other two have hearings April 2021. The fourth was not charged when it was determined he attempted to help Patrolman during the struggle. That's crazy. It's crazy that he didn't go down because he's lucky. Because, nigga, there wasn't no cameras back then. What proof did they have? Well, there was, but it's not like it was caught on film. What proof did they have that you didn't? Them other cats must have came testified on your behalf, bro. And he's just trying to help the cop. Patrolman McGarry was a veteran of the Texas Air National Guard. He was survived by his wife. That's wild. Cass was getting it in back in 1980. All right, here goes another officer. He was murdered on the same exact day, December the 25th. And that's how deep this website is that I'm on. It's called National Memorial for Gun Violence, right? You can actually look up dates. So this is another cop on the same exact day, December the 25th, 1980. This is Officer Edward K. Alley Jr. And how old was he? Okay, he's 34 years old. He was shot and killed while apprehending two convenience store robbery suspects. The shooter was sentenced to life without parole. Well, it was just that simple. So this dude lost his life on Christmas, trying to protect a convenience store. You know? He got killed. The person, you gotta put the things in perspective. The person who killed the cop was struggling in life. They wanted to live. They wanted to survive. They were tired of the struggle. You know what I'm saying? The convenience store was probably not. Listen, I'm already suggesting that this was a black person in the hood, because it's damn sure didn't happen in no fucking suburbs. This is 1980. Okay, so this is the ghetto. So who do you think owned the store in the ghetto? You think it was a black man robbing another black man? Indian dude? These are your options. White, Indian, Chinese, or some type of Asian, and Middle Eastern. But that's kind of rare. But I don't know where did this happen at. Okay, so this happened in Birmingham, Alabama. So the convenience store owner was most likely white. Most likely white. Okay, yeah. So there's a person of another nationality that's in your hood, in your ghetto, your project, who's raking up money from the needy. There's a lot of people who's guilty of that. You have the Hebrew Israelites in bondage. Everybody wants a piece. You got Dr. Sebi's ass out there. He's like, I'll come to your aid. Go on my website, buy some of my stuff. You need it, right? You know what I mean? He was good. He was smooth. He was a smooth talker. I ain't gonna lie. I used to like him. But, okay, so this cop put his life on the line trying to protect someone's business. The cop was a thug. I don't care what nobody says. He was a thug. And he was a loyal gang member. This cat was a loyal gang member. He's running around armed on Christmas, trying to keep the poison pumping into the black community. That's what he's doing, because that's what these convenience stores are. That's all they offer. Come on now. I didn't even know Alabama had convenience stores. It's like a corner store, like a mini market. But then again, Birmingham got ghettos like up north. All right, so this cop got shot on Christmas. Okay, now look. Can't make this shit up. I can't make this shit up. Listen, let me screenshot this, bro. Listen, this is Americans killed with guns on December 25th, 1980. Americans. Guess who's the only people who got killed? It's 3. All cops. Do you hear me? In all of America, the only ones that's reported on this website in America on that particular day that was killed by gun violence, not the only person that was killed that day by gun violence, was fucking cops. And these are the ones who put the gun on their hip and woke up that morning to go out, right? And to so-called protect and serve in our community, okay? They're the only ones that got killed. Listen, if somebody would have got killed at the hands of the cop, they would have been on here. All right, now let's see what's up with this cop. His name is Age Etheridge. Look, now he's only 34 years old. He looks like he's about, I don't know, 62, 58. He's an outer. He looks old as shit, don't he? All right, now, let's see what happened to Sam. Officer Sam was shot and killed shortly after midnight on Christmas Day after responding to a Grandview Apartments at 141 South Grandview Avenue for reports of a man causing a disturbance. When they made contact with the suspect in his room, the man opened fire. Okay, so I'm visualizing this. They made contact with the man in the privacy of his own home, within his own room. They came into this man's room. He shot. Listen, if you come into my home, I don't care who called you for what, bro. If you come into my home and enter into my fucking room, you're liable to get shot. I don't give a damn who you are. I'm not looking to check your credentials. You're in my fucking house, in my room. I don't give a damn if you're the president. You walk up in there, you're liable to get shot if I'm armed. Because I'm trained like your fucking dog to protect. So your dog is justified in acting on instinct, because that's how they train them to act on instinct. If you smell this, attack. If you smell that, bark and react. We're not allowed to train ourselves that if you enter into our fucking home to automatically react. Because the man who second guesses in that type of situation, his ass is dead. What did Michael Jackson say? Don't think twice. You can't. You got to be quick. Because the fastest motherfucker, what do they show you in the movies? The fastest one on the trigger is the one who lives. That's what they show you that's what they show you. It's me versus you in this situation. You're armed, I'm armed. You come walking in here, you right? All right, listen. And you know you're not entering into no one's home without your gun drawn, right? So or with your hand on your holster. So, listen. When they made contact and they entered into the suspect's room, the man opened fire, striking Officer Etheridge in the torso and wounding the responding lieutenant. Officer Etheridge and the responding lieutenant, they were able to return fire, but the man, it says they were able to return fire. The man, he lived. And he was convicted of the murder and sentenced to 75 years in prison. Officer Etheridge was the first Daytona Beach officer to be killed in the line of duty in 35 years. Okay, he was survived by his wife and 2 daughters. All right, now listen. Let's put things into perspective here. This is 1980, December the 25th. 3 cops across America were killed minding other people's business. Like, I'm serious, man. I'm not just trying to be biased for the people. When is there a line drawn? When do you as a man draw the line and say, well, that's personal? You know? Because listen, they're biased. You can't claim me. You can't say I'm being biased. They're biased because I done called the cops on females before, and yeah, they did show up, non-threatening, non-violent, and yeah, ready to talk. And when I told them what was the situation, they didn't carry her off in handcuffs. They said it's a personal matter. It's a personal dispute. It's a domestic dispute. We don't get involved in those. You got to take her to family court. That's what they said. No, there was no police report even taken. And I'm like, so you're not going to take a police report? Okay, all right, well. And then they pull out their thing, reluctant to do it. Okay, what is your name, sir? What is your name? As a matter of fact, even better yet, do you got an ID on you? Let me get both your IDs. And that's what they do. But see, in the situation, when it's a man who is acting, okay, the man is acting, in their opinion, I guess the man's acting uncivil. That's like a cat that's not doing what you expect it to do. Like if you expect the cat to poop in the litter box, cats don't know what the fuck litter boxes are. But if you're going to deem it unruly for not pooping in it, well, golly, right? So the cat's not pooping in the fucking litter box that was created by you. It's being unruly, and now you come with your guns drawn to see what the fuck is what is the matter. There is no matter. The matter didn't begin until you entered into its home and walked into its room, invading its privacy with a firearm in your fucking hand. Right? That's the problem. Because they said that the man was creating a disturbance. Well, who the fuck is disturbed? They need to turn the other cheek. Don't y'all teach turn the other cheek? Right? Ain't that right? Listen, when the police come into the neighborhood with the blaring lights, yelling on the bullhorn, with the guns drawn, with the mace and all of that, bulletproof vests with dogs barking, is that or is that not a disturbance? Listen, who created it? The person who they're coming to check out? To just check out? You're creating a disturbance coming to just check out something, right? And then when you do that, and when we pull out our phones to just come and watch the disturbance, you tell us back up. Sometimes you even try to take our phones. You even come and rush us and throw us on the curb and try to put us in handcuffs or put us in the back of one of your cars. You're creating the disturbance. We're watching it. Come on. You're creating a spectacle of yourself. And when we start speculating, you come and act like we're guilty of doing something wrong. So then how are you not guilty of doing something wrong when a man is supposedly creating a disturbance? Disturbing who, I wonder? Bro, instead of everybody turning the other cheek, you come flying, seeing what's the matter the same way we do. But you're not that doesn't make sense to me. Right? When you're out here with these flashing lights and all of this bullhorn and all of this 9, 10 patrol cars, we're supposed to all as a people turn the other cheek and let you handle official business. But how come your shit is official business when what you're doing is to get paid for? It's not even personal. But this man, you invade this man's personal life. Why is that not official business? He's handling business on his block, in his neighborhood, at his residence, where he lives. How come he can't handle shit the way he sees fits? How come that's not official business? But you, with no personal nothing in the matter, you can just show up, take matters into your own hand, and take this man's life, who is the one who is really conducting official business. You're just a man getting paid, right? Ain't that right? Oh, come on, man. Listen, it is not my opinion that these dudes, these cops, got killed all on Christmas in the year 1980. Now, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to further investigate. And I'm not going to go backwards. I'm going to go forward. And I'm going to check 1981, December the 25th. And let's just see, bro, who got killed. I'm keeping the date the same. I'm just putting 1981, December 25th. Okay. 1990. Okay, this is the year 1990, December 25th. 1 killed, 3 wounded in a shootout at Godfather the 3 showing at the movie theater, bro. What the fuck? The year on Christmas, 1990. These people were at the fucking movies. To see Godfather 3, and there was a shootout. There was a youth. It was a youth charged in the fatal killing. That means somebody under 18 was out there shooting.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Brenda Blackman, sitting in for Jennifer Valapi. There has been an arrest in the Godfather 3 theater shootout.
Nassau County cops say tonight they've arrested a 17-year-old from Queens. He was allegedly involved in the Christmas Day gunfight between 2 gangs at the Sunrise Cinema on Long Island. The shootings left 3 people wounded and a 15-year-old boy dead. Police actually arrested the teenager Thursday night, but kept it a secret, they say, until they were sure. He is charged with reckless endangerment and criminal possession of a weapon. A police spokesman says they expect to make more arrests. They're planning a news conference tomorrow to discuss the case. We'll be there and have full details tomorrow night at 10.
Tuesday, inside of the Sunrise Cinema in Valley Stream, when 2 groups of youths among 700, when 2 groups of youths among 700 people watching the film began arguing about noise in the theater about an hour into the movie. There were 700 people in attendance watching this mobster movie back in 1990 when an argument broke out about people being loud. People were here. It says that it was a shootout. So these cats was armed watching this movie. These youngsters, they came here armed. And they got the shooting, and the only person that died was a kid, a child. Ain't that a bitch? But Christmas Eve, all right, 1990, we got another cop. He's black, Officer Frederick Peter Dukes. He's 45 years old, and he's out patrolling on Christmas Eve. (1990) Officer Freddie Dukes was shot and killed when he intervened in a robbery while off duty. You dumb motherfucker. What? This dude, they really got to this man's head. Yo, what the fuck? Yo, Officer Freddie Dukes, he got shot and killed. He watches too many movies. Yo, you ever seen them movies where it be a cop? Yeah, it be a cop. He be dressed in plain clothes. And then he'll be like, all right, we got action. And then he'll jump and get in the vehicle and go risking other people's lives while risking his own life to go and save a store, a grocery store. We got a robbery. They'll come over the microphone calling our cars. We got a robbery suspect. They be like, we got action. Jump in the car. What the fuck you mean we got action? See, that's how y'all niggas look at it. And then they get you to see it in real life. Yo, I'm going to add a clip in here. Listen, there was a dude that was killed last month. I discovered him on this website. You know what his last words was? We got action. I lied to you now. I'm going to show it. Listen, I'm going to show it. I have the evidence. Listen, his last words was, we got action. Okay, he's sitting here in a dispute, in an ongoing argument with a friend, a old friend. They got beef because somebody snitched on somebody. You a rat. And they beefing. And it's all online. Most of this beef is online. So while he's outside on live, the niggas pulled up. After like 2 years of going back and forth, probably 3, dude pulls up. 2 niggas pulled up. My man's out here. He got somebody with him. The one who's on live. You can see the guy behind him. So as soon as they pull up, he stands up and says, yeah, we got action. We got action. You can hear the dude get out the car and say, nah, we got silence. And they both started spraying. Like 20 shots.
Facebook Live. His name was Terrell Smith. Terrell always does these Facebook Lives. But he goes Facebook Live and he calls out someone who is issuing a threat. 37,000 people saw this murder take place live on Facebook. You didn't hear about this? You sure? I'm gonna bring it to you. If you've got kids in the car, punch me out. Come back in about 10 minutes, because I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play for you what 37,000 people saw live out of Ypsilanti, Michigan. A murder take place on Facebook. Holy cow.
My Ipsy got a black cloud over. I don't give a fuck if you got a purple cloud over. Who gives a fuck? The fuck? Everywhere got a cloud over it. You from the ghetto, it's a ghetto everywhere. It's an Ipsy everywhere. It's an Ipsy everywhere. Y'all motherfuckers act like it ain't. It's a fucked up city everywhere in the United States of fucking America. God damn it. Everywhere you go, god damn it. Ipsy is better off than some of these states they ghettos, god damn it. Little Rock, Arkansas, fucked up cities. The fuck, Chicago got fucked up cities. Y'all always say nothing about all that type of shit. But y'all coming to Ipsy and y'all down Ipsy. Ipsy ain't have 15, 25 murders and all that type of shit. It just niggas get knocked out and can't take the shit, like at the end of the day. It's just motherfuckers in Ipsy. It's just motherfuckers in Ipsy get knocked the fuck out and they don't go get their lick back from who knocked them out. That's what I said, Buck. That's exactly what I said, because they past was fucked up here, and then they thinking moving something. Like I said before, you can take a whole ass nigga out of Ipsy and put that whole ass nigga in another state. Eventually, that another nigga gonna know you a whole ass nigga. You can take that nasty ass bitch that's from Ipsy, whatever she want to be, and put her in a whole nother state. Her natural habitat gonna come back to being a hoe. She gonna fuck multiple niggas, because that you gonna go back what you used to get back comfortable. The fuck? So quit talking about Ipsy, goddammit. Ipsy is the shit. That's y'all motherfuckers be in the projects, be at the gas stations, be all that shit. The fuck? I don't give a fuck. Like these motherfuckers, I don't give a fuck. Motherfuckers sit back and talk about Ipsy so motherfucking much. But y'all friends with everybody from Facebook and Ipsy. Give a fuck. The fuck, if you want to make it, you gonna make it. I stay the fuck out the motherfucking way. Period. I'm doing all right. I'm good. Man, it's the same thing. You can find the dirty on the state where you from. It just certain people you just can't go fit in. Niggas don't accept the motherfucking outsiders to come just in their shit. Yeah. Okay, we got action. We got action.
Nate! Where I see you, son. Where you at?
Come on. Hurry up, Nate. Hurry up.
Helicopter ambulance at 1062 Nash. Somebody been shot. Backyard, he believes. I don't know. I can see he's just laying on the ground. He ain't moving. I don't know what the suspect is. Yeah, I'm next to him. I don't know, man. I don't know, I just heard gunshots. And I looked in the backyard and I see a guy, my cousin, laid out. I don't know, he's on the ground. He shot in his body. He's bleeding out. He's drooling out of his mouth. He can't even breathe, man. Yeah, I'm right next to him. He dying. He's straight up dying right here, man. I'm saying, though, would you ask me a million questions? I don't even know what to do. Look at him. I'm saying he's dying, though, man. He's dying, man. He's dying, man. Come on. He's dying. He's dying. He's dying. He's dying right now. Yeah, he be trying to breathe. He trying to breathe. He barely breathing. I mean, he like in his 40, 45. Yeah, he looking at the police here. In the back. backyard.
I don't know how many times dude was hit, but he was probably hit about 15 times. Okay.
Say what you want me to say, man. What you want me to say? Tell me, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand what you want me to say. Yes, you have me to say. I don't know what you want me to tell me. All right. All right. What you want me to fucking say? Cause like, stay with us, all right?
Like, you really witness yourself die. When you get shot, if you don't get hit in the head, even if you get hit in the heart, you kind of still witness yourself die. So he's like, he goes to calling for somebody. Yo, call 911. He dies right there on the spot. Okay, but I'm telling you, his last words was, "We got action." Where do you think he learned that shit from? Huh? So listen, if he ain't even a cop, you know he heard it from the police in them fucking movies. Because I ain't never heard no cop say it in real life. But their actions prove such, but I ain't never heard him say it. Now, if he's saying, "We got action," and that's his last words. Listen, first of all, what did the Most High tell us in the Bible? To don't what? He said, don't go running towards, don't have feet that are quick to run towards drama. Didn't he say that? He said, don't do that. So either remain still or turn around in the opposite direction, right? How many people have got killed in crossfire? How many times have you seen somebody go run to a fight? In the hood, it's every day. People are happy to see that kind of shit. Listen, when you sit there and say, all right, we got action, you're in the process of going towards the drama and you died. Study to show thyself approved. And I'm telling you, if you had studied, you'd know better. That's not wise. That's not wise. Okay, now, was it wise for this cop? He had the same type of demeanor. He was on his day off, this dummy. It's his day off. Nigga, this is your job. You get paid for protecting and serving. But when it's your day off, you're not at work, man. Listen. What do they say? There's a popular saying. It says, "Don't mix business with pleasure," or it's personal. It's personal. It's business, not personal, right? So what did this cop do? He takes pleasure in being a fucking cop. Obviously, when he starts doing something, he ain't even getting paid for it. That's like no longer being a blood. That's like no longer being a Crip or a blood. They kicked you out. You're no longer a Crip. You quit. You had children. But then you see a blood somewhere and you commits to beating the brakes off of them and get shot in the process. Dude, you're no longer a Crip. You're so diehard, or matter of fact, you're such a fiend for action. You're such a bully, as a matter of fact. You're such a bully. Where you seen the opportunity to whoop some ass and you ceased. You know what I'm saying? You ceased the moment or whatever, right? So, Officer Freddie Dukes was shot and killed when he intervened in a robbery while off duty. Officer Dukes confronted one of the suspects in the establishment, but he was shot by a second suspect with a shotgun. You stupid motherfucker, bro. Bro, this is 1990. A black dude, okay, in the hood, dealing with black dudes at a fucking store, shopping on his day off. He approaches one of the suspects while another approaches and blows him away with a fucking shotgun. The suspect committed suicide as members of the department SWAT team attempted to arrest him at a home where he had taken 2 hostages. Bro, this is all from watching movies. Listen, this is the effects of watching movies, all of them. All of them. They're programmed to act this way. The cop, he was programmed to do that dumb shit. And the suspects, they were programmed to do this. You know what I mean? I'm telling you. Watch a movie called Menace to Society. You get a chance to see all of this shit play out. Watch, Don't Be a Menace. They put it in there in a jokey kind of way. It's all in there. Watch a movie called Juice. Tupac and them, they go and rob the store. You know what I'm saying? And somebody, come on, bro, it's violence. They program us with this kind of shit. It's funny because back then is when a lot of these movies was coming out. So he ended up committing suicide when a SWAT team came to get him. Officer Dukes was an Army veteran, and he served with the Philadelphia Police Department for 5 years. He was assigned to the Highway Patrol Division. So he's like a state trooper. He was a state trooper. He went to war for this wicked ass country. And he got it into his fucking head that he was a damn hero and got blasted on Christmas Eve. This is deep, huh? It's funny how police officers keep popping up. Okay, now on the 24th of 1990, the only killing was of a cop that's reported all over America. You see? But listen, I'm telling you now, they have gotten us so wicked. If I was to look up December 24th and jump up to the year 2016, it's Gunsmoke. You heard? It's Gunsmoke. In New Orleans, it's Gunsmoke. In New York, it's Gunsmoke. In fucking Texas, in Compton, it's Gunsmoke against one another. But how ironic, I'm looking at these dates and it's us killing cops while they're trying to keep us in line. Well, yes, now we have gotten out of line. Okay? Let's December 25th, there was nothing for December the 25th, 1990, all right? So I clicked up and I went to December the 26th of 1990. It's the day after Christmas. All right, there's two people who show up. It's a cop, another fucking cop. This is deep, yo. Okay, and somebody named Jesse Gerald. We're gonna look at the cop first. They called him a conversation officer. I've never heard of a conversation officer. The hell is that? All right, well, he's a conversation officer. His name is Ike. He's 56 years old. His name's Ike Shoemaker. It happened in Mississippi. All right. Conversation officer Ike Shoemaker was shot and killed by a poacher who was spotlighting deer at approximately 10:30 at night. He was spotlighting deer. Okay. So what was he doing? He was most likely out there. He had a big ass light that he would shine and the deer would get caught in the headlights and then he would shoot the deer. That was his means of hunting, I guess. The cop must have approached and got shot. And this is deep. He was confronting a man who was spotlighting deer when he was shot. The suspect was sentenced to 20 years in prison where he died in the year 2001. Officer Shoemaker has served with the agency for 13 years, and he was served as the manager. He was serving as the manager of the Lake Bogue Homa area. He is survived by his wife and 3 children. 56 years old. That's it. Basically, dude was out there deer hunting. Okay. He's the first one that I ever heard of deer hunting in that type of way. But he was spotlighting deer. And when the cop pulled up on him, he immediately shot him. I guess when the cop got out the car, he just killed him. But this is another case of mind your own business. I don't care. This is how I see it. Because, listen, what do you think the cop was going to do? You know what he was going to do. He was going to do the same thing that he would have did if he'd been riding by and seeing you peacefully out there fishing. He was going to pull the fuck up, right? Walk up to you, disturb your goddamn peace and say, do you have a permit to be fishing here? Can I see it? You see what I'm saying? Listen, dude, I'm not breaking no law. You don't suspect me of breaking no fucking law. I mean, I'm not committing a crime. Even if I don't have one, I'm not committing a crime. Leave me alone. But no, you take your shit so personal. You see this dude out here, he's deer hunting. And so here's the thing. While trying to carry out the laws of this wicked land, the cop gets shot the day after Christmas. All right, 1990. The dude who killed them, he gets apprehended and locked up, and he dies in prison 11 years later. Damn near 10 years later. Well, I don't know what month he died. So he dies 10 years later, let's say, in jail. If you ask him, yo, bro, right? What happened, bro? He'll say, and I'm not sticking up for him. I'm just saying what he'll say. I killed the cop. Most likely is what he say. I'll kill the cop. Why, bro? Because I was hunting. Wait, bro, why were you hunting? For food. For food. I was deer hunting. For food. Strictly. Do you have a criminal record? No. Are you a criminal? No. Okay, why'd you shoot? Instinct. He'd probably say instinct. He'd probably say instinct because, listen, bro, I grew up around people who don't fuck with the cops. You know what I'm saying? So I'm more qualified to tell you what goes on through the mind of these people than some judge is. The judge don't grow up around a so-called criminal. He lives miles and miles away. You feel me? He lives hidden from the criminal, the so-called criminal. So the judge, he's not even qualified to actually judge. Because how could he judge the situation if he's being biased? He only knows one side. He knows what was going on through the mind of the cop, but he don't know what was going on through the mind of the man who shot, right? He don't know. He's being biased. And him and the cop are birds of the same feather. So damn right they're going to flock together, right? But see, me, you can't say that I'm being biased because I experienced both ends of the stick. I grew up and lived around the people who can't stand cops and who are afraid of cops. Afraid. They don't come out and hunt police. The police are on a hunt for them 24/7. You know what I'm saying? It's not the other way around. So I understand both. I've been hunted by police and I've spent time around the hunted by the police. Okay? Straight up. And I've been in quarrels with both too. I've been in beefs with police and I've been in beefs with the people who can't stand the police. So I actually know both sides of the spectrum. Okay? So brother, what was going on through your mind? He say, my heart dropped. Well, I'm out here hunting, minding my business. When the cop pulled up, my heart dropped. And I know that. I know for a fact. As soon as you seen that officer, your heart dropped, didn't it? Yeah, my heart dropped. That's fear. That's not aggression. When your heart drops, that's fear. Okay, now listen. How many cops use fear as justification to pull the trigger and get off the hook? What do they say? I was in fear of my life. What, a man pulled out a phone and I thought it was a gun. The man pulled out his wallet and I pulled out my gun and I shot him. Well, nigga, you knew that the guy knew that you were going to ask him to identify himself. He knew that you were going to ask him to identify because you pull up and that's the first thing you do is ask for identification. It's in his wallet, dummy. So he reaches for his wallet, you open fire and you get let off because you were in fear of your life. Okay, so don't be so biased. Right? Come on. You pulled up on the guy. His heart dropped. That was fear, not aggression. That means that he was afraid of his life and he reacted. You hopped out, nigga, when the sight of you pulling up he was afraid. Now, when he seen you get up armed to the T, he really got afraid. What the fuck? Just seeing your car, he gets afraid. And them lights come on, he's afraid. Then you get out armed with a blackjack, nightstick, mace. You got a radio to call for backup. You're on it as you're approaching. Bro, he's afraid. So the first thing he do is pull the trigger. That's self-defense. Whether you want to call it that or not, however way y'all label it, don't matter. That's self-defense. And when that officer showed up to that dude's house because they claimed that he was being unruly. He was acting unruly. Don't you think people are tired of acting within the confines of what people see and view as normal. It's like when you start acting outside of the norm, what they call norm, the cops get called on you? Nah, that don't make sense. The cops get called on you for that? Nah, that don't really make sense. Nah, that don't really make sense, bro. Nah, and then you're gonna say that I'm allowed to protect my crib from intruders. But when I do it, I gotta go to jail for life. Why? Because you're so special? That don't make sense, bro. You know what I'm saying? Think about that shit. Yo. So, this dude died 10 years in jail. I could probably guarantee you that had he not been in jail, he wouldn't have died there. I mean, he wouldn't have died that year in 2021. 2001. I can probably guarantee you that he wouldn't have died. They didn't say the age of the man. Yeah, and good. Don't say the age, because I bet you he was a young man, and he probably died young and heartbroken at the same time. That dude, if you would have asked him, dude, why'd you shoot? It probably been some petty shit too. He probably been like, because think about it. Like, you're just deer hunting, bro. It's not that bad. But he probably got warrants. He probably was like, first of all, when I seen him, my heart dropped. I got scared. I had a gun. Nigga, listen. I've been fucked with by the cops. I've been to jail. I made up my mind and I ain't going back to jail. I got warrants, unpaid tickets, and probably child support and shit. And I knew that if this cop would have identified me, I knew for a fact, beyond shadow of doubt, that I was going to jail. Even if he would have let me go for the deer hunting shit, I was still going because I got warrants and shit. He's probably like, so I shot. Know what I mean? There's a certain kind of energy that comes over a person around the holidays. They don't really want no police contact. He was probably preparing to eat that deer meat on New Year's Eve with his family. I mean, just keep it 100. I mean, right? I mean, they always want to make the story all cute for the cop. He died surrounded by his family in the hospital. He was surrounded by loved ones. We want to make it so cute. While that dude was probably planning on enjoying that deer meat on New Year's Eve with his family. I'm pretty sure of it. If he would, come on, bro. If this situation wouldn't have happened, what do you think that dude would have been eating on New Year's Eve? What do you think would have been on the grill? He would have been enjoying this shit with his family. So he got taken away from his family too. But you motherfuckers was probably spitting in his food and pissing in his shit for 10 years. And you helped him die. Come on, bro. Probably slipping Mickey's in his food. He's in his cell, dizzy, or laid the fuck out, unresponsive. They hate cop killers, you hear me? They hate cop killers. Even the fake ass, and that's how you know that these prison guards, when you say you wanna be cop, you couldn't pass the test, it's true. They can say what they want, but it's true. Because be a cop killer once and go to jail and watch how they treat you. She was smiling. And watch how the prison guards treat you. They treat you bad. You get nothing but hell all your life from that. Literally. They'll serve you food with maggots in it. Maggots. You have to pick through it. After a while, you have to pick through it. They give that to you. Seriously. The guards. So dude died in jail because a conversation officer. What the fuck? All right, and here's my question. Okay. First of all, what the hell is a conversation officer? I need to know before I can even say any more, because I think this is another case of mind your business. You know what I'm saying? Because that other cop, it was his day off on Christmas Eve, and you still want to play the hero, motherfucker. So while they're trying to get their pockets right, because there's a stigma that goes out that says if you can't provide Christmas for your family, then you're a deadbeat motherfucker. So since you put that stigma out there, they want to drastic measures to get some money on Christmas Eve so that they can buy. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. And no, I'm not being biased. You know what I'm saying? I'm not being fucking biased. I'm not. It's the judge that's being biased. So I'm judging the matter. I'm not saying yet who's guilty and who's not guilty. I'm not saying that they're not guilty, but I'm still judging the matter. We have to look at it at all angles. There is a stigma out there. See, this is something that this Illuminati judge won't bring out. There's a stigma out there that says that if you can't put food on the table, especially around Christmas, Thanksgiving, and New Year's, that you're really a deadbeat, bro, because this is the holidays. It's meant to be enjoyable by all, right? So I'm out here hunting motherfucking deer meat. I ain't got no money to go buy no motherfucking meat, right? You're gonna pull up on me and start to investigate. Listen, I'm not promoting nothing, you know what I'm saying? I'm just being a judge who is not biased in the matter, because I see, listen, I've been on both sides of the spectrum. Yo, you know what's crazy? That these jobs, they try to make you like these cops. You know, that's why I understand why these officers are like this. And this is another reason why I'm qualified to judge. You know why? Because I have applied. Listen, all right, put it this way. The same place that the cop is risking his life to protect, which is a convenience store. I applied to work at a convenience store. You know what they asked me on the paper? They said, if you catch somebody stealing, right? Are you gonna A, turn your back and act like you didn't see it? Go over to apprehend them and approach them, or are you going to report them to the manager on duty, right? And they're looking to see, what are you going to say? Because if you say that you're going to do the right thing, what did America teach you? Turn the other cheek. They taught you to be meek, weak, and docile and mind your fucking business. That's how they taught you. They told us to do that, but they're biased. They want us to, when it comes to upholding their motherfucking establishments and institutions, they want you to forget all of that. They want you to forget that, right? Come on. And they want you to involve yourself in the matter. But when the cop is out there, right, brutalizing somebody, and you show up and get in the matter and start recording it, they start to come at you, right or wrong. And you're not allowed to bring cameras into the motherfucking courthouse. Why? Because you might do the right thing. Who's biased here? But to them, that's the wrong thing. But if you catch somebody stealing in one of these institutions, you're allowed to commit a citizen's arrest. What the fuck? What the fuck? So listen, so these cops are products. They made themselves products of a corrupt system that is very biased, and it puts its own means to the forefront. And for money, these dummies are turning the other cheek and just being obedient servants and obedient slaves, and they're dying in the process. And we're supposed to give a flying fuck, right? Now, what is a conversation officer? A conversation officer is a law enforcement officer who protects wildlife in the environment. That's funny. That's funny. Okay, so hold on. Yo, they call him a conversation officer. This nigga sitting here holding a baby deer in his hand. That's funny because that's the example that they're giving you. It's a lady cop standing in front of a river, and it's another cop that's kneeling down holding a baby deer in his hand. And that's funny because these are the two examples that I use. Well, the one is the example at hand, the killing of a deer, and the other one is a lady cop standing in front of a river. Now, what I say, if you was out there fishing, he'll show up and do what? Ask you if you got your license. So they're not protecting shit. They're just ruling and regulating with an iron fist. They want to be in charge for the food you put in your mouth. You gonna come see us. You had a deer hunting license, boy? You're gonna pay us, bro. Listen, whether you're eating a Pop-Tart or a piece of meat, we want dibs, motherfucker. We want paid. So that's all he is. So why this idiot who's sitting here smiling with the deer in his hand, thinking he's doing good, he's not. He's not protecting that deer. Because if you pay the government, that same deer that he's holding, they'll let you go kill that shit. These people are stupid as fuck? You know they're stupid, right? He's seeing her holding this deer and he goes home and in his mind, he's one who protects wildlife. Dude, because that same deer, once you let it run off, I'm gonna go down to the courthouse, pay a couple dollars, get a hunting license. Then I'm gonna go buy a gun from the same government that you're protecting us and serving. You're not protecting us, you're protecting them in their interests. I'm gonna go get a gun from the same government that you work for, and I'm gonna go and get a license. And that same deer, once you put him down, I'm gonna go out there and shoot him in his head. And I'm gonna be eating him the same week that you're sitting there holding, taking a picture. And there ain't shit you can do about it. You're stupid. Everybody's stupid. Everybody's stupid. And it's crazy because once you start to wake up, it's like the truth is setting him fucking free, god damn it. You know what I'm saying? The truth is setting him free. It's like, goddamn. He's against, listen, once the truth sets you free, you can speak against it all. You can speak about the Masons. You can wear their ass out with the truth. You can speak about the lies that were injected in the Bible. You can speak about these cops and how retarded they are. Same cop running around here armed to the T is out here on and teaches everybody, not only his children, he teaches everybody to don't trust strangers. He's in the school preaching to little elementary children saying don't trust strangers, and they like to use candy as a way to lure you in. They're gonna offer you candy. Want some candy? Don't believe it. Now that same officer, he's out here motherfucking patrolling on Halloween when a whole community is out here eating candy from strangers, and even his own children is out here eating from Lord knows who, Lord knows what. And it's okay on this particular night, but any other night of the year, he's preaching, and everybody's preaching, parents included, don't eat from strangers, don't trust strangers. But on this night, it's okayed. Right? And when you come out and say, you motherfuckers are retarded, it's don't judge. Give me a break. So a conversation officer is an officer who so-called protects in the environmental. Nigga, that's a damn shame, bro. Right? Because you might have somebody who's armed, who's staying inside of who's staying next to a river because he wants to hear the water. Peace. And he's homeless. You know who he's going to get approached by? He's going to get approached by the park rangers. Okay, in the middle of the night. They got flashlights. And they got flashlights for protection and fucking mace. They're going to approach an armed man with authority and get their dumb ass shot. And what are you protecting the park from? All they're doing is regulating nature. Wherever you have a stream, they're regulating it. Wherever you can go fish and possibly eat for free, regulated by government. Get us some workers over there. You know what I mean? Wherever you can come and pick, if you were to find out, it's a big mystery of what herbs are, but if you were to find out what herbs are, now you're down here at the park after dark, where you ain't got nobody in your fucking business, and you're doing what you got to do. You're gonna get apprehended or fucked with by a uniformed officer who puts his life on the line to do a so-called, he thinks he's doing a good deed. I'm protecting, come on, think about it. Wherever you have valleys and springs, it's regulated. Wherever you have waterfalls and rivers, it's regulated by these armed forces. There's nothing new under the sun. You should look at, you're living in biblical times. It's nothing different. It's the same exact shit. You know what I mean? It's Caesar's or Nebuchadnezzar's agents all out here, period. Or we can go back to the days of bro, we can go back to Sodom and Gomorrah. It doesn't matter. These places are heavily regulated by these feeble-minded people. Feeble-minded people. Literally, feeble-minded people. It's just like Pharaoh and his agents. They're just acting on impulse after a while. They get trained to be this way, but then after a while it becomes impulse. They literally get truly indoctrinated into this shit to the point where they're willing to put their life on the line behind this shit, bro. And they actually do. And it's sad because this is the sad part about it. Everybody feels sad for the cop who wasn't minding his own fucking business. That's the sad part about it, yo, I'm telling you. These people are fucked up in the head. He's a hero. When you die minding someone else's business, now you're a hero. Ain't that crazy? But if you retire, you don't really get that. You don't really get that label. Like if you don't die, you don't get that label. You get a party, you get some donuts, some coffee, some cake, and going about your business, bro. Going about your business. They'd rather you die. I'm telling you, people don't see it this way. They'd rather you die on the force and never leave than they say, I'm too old, I'm quitting. It's like it's an honorable discharge, but in their minds, it's dishonorable. Because you shouldn't leave, you should die here. Trust me, I'm telling you, because you get plaques, you get honor if you die in the line of duty. It's like dying in the line of duty is an honorable thing. This nigga died for us. But if you retire and you say till you get old and you're like, I'm gonna quit. They're like, all right, see ya. There's nothing honorable about that. They don't get, you didn't die, yeah, whatever. And that's what the intro of this video was about. Remember the intro of this video where the guy was yelling at the police officer, talking about what he'd been through in the military.
Man, you never even heard me, did you?
Heard what?
I don't want to talk about the war.
Why not?
Dennis, why don't you just leave him alone?
Why don't you want to talk about the war?
Because I'm ashamed.
For what? You got a dishonorable discharge or something?
Nope.
Now, what branch were you in?
I was in a special unit deployed early in the war to recon Charlie's position in questionable village. Did a lot of crawling through jungles and rice paddies in the dark. Night crawlers.
Why don't you want to talk about that? You should be proud of that, not ashamed. Man, I wish I could have gone. To a real high number, things were winding down then, but bet you laid some of them Viet Cong out, didn't you? Man, I was behind you guys 100%. I wanted you to stay in there and fight it out. You could have won that war.
Yeah, I should have stayed. I ought to be there right now, buried in the mud of a rice paddy with the other 8 guys in my patrol.
His whole issue was that he was depressed and having nightmares and getting haunted by his dead comrades in the military who in war, they got shot down and died. He panicked, got scared, and ran. He knew that he was going to die, so he ran. And he said he was stepping on the bloody bodies of his comrades while making an exit and getting out of there. He survived while the rest of his troops died, and he came back home. His whole platoon, it was 8 of them, died. He was haunted by that for the rest of his life. Okay? And it eventually wound up being the reason why he died. You see what I'm saying? He would have felt better. He felt as though he should have stayed and died instead of ran and saved his life, instead of running for cover. They're like, stay till you die. It's like gangs, because they are the biggest gang. The police are the biggest gang. So if you join the Bloods and you get so old, you get 80 and you say, I'm going to leave. They'll say, all right, well, thank you for your service and stuff. You know what I mean? They're not really going to argue with you or nothing. They ain't got no real issue with you. But in the back of their mind, nigga left. He left. He got old and left.
Still, like, what is it? Like the state troopers, what is it? Like, even though they're all police, like, they be having some
Divisions?
Yeah.
Yes, they have divisions. Yeah.
They have their own little beef with each other, too.
Yeah, they do. Well, yeah, they do. They have divisions and they have ranks, just like a gang member. You know what I'm saying? You can join a gang, and they're gonna school you. You join, and they're gonna school you, and they're gonna give you the ins and outs, and you can climb ranks. You can get badges of honor. All you gotta do is go out and kill some fucking body. You get badges of honor. And then if you die in the line of duty while being a gang member, you're like a ride or die. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll give his son a pat on the back and say, yo, your dad was a real soldier, fallen soldier. You know what I mean? He gets stripes and bars, and he gets honored all throughout the ages. He could have died back in the 70s. He's still getting honored to this day because he took bullets for the team. So, and it's the same way how cops do it, man. I'm telling you, these motherfuckers are a gang, bro. I'm telling you. So when he on his day off went into that place and tried to apprehend some fucking armed suspects who was robbing or whatever, he was trying to do something that would be considered honorable. You know what I mean? He was trying to go above and beyond. They try to get us all this way. The cops are the stupidest ones. You would think that the ones who patrol the people are the smartest. They're the stupidest ones because they're the first ones doing what the system wants you to do. Go above and beyond. They want you to go above and beyond at McDonald's. You feel me? As a worker. They want you to go above and beyond as a teacher. They want you to go above and beyond as a student. Inside of this military industrial complex, they want everybody to go above and beyond. And the cops are the first ones to do it. Because there's stripes, bars, and there's honors in that. But what do you get at McDonald's? Well, there's stripes, bars, and honors too, because you get a little medal. You can get your name on a metal plaque at McDonald's as employee of the month because you went above and beyond, and it got caught on camera, so they're gonna let the shit go. Whatever, bro. You feel me? So even if somebody comes to rob McDonald's, if you put your life on the line to accept this, to protect the establishment, you get a badge of honor as a McDonald's employee. Literally, if you come out with the mop bucket and you bust that armed robber in the back of the head with that mop bucket, you know what I'm saying? And then you commit a citizen's arrest and hold him down till the police come, you are going to get a badge of honor for putting your life on the line for fucking McDonald's. You're going to be on the news and you're going to be standing next to the chief of police, and they're going to have you standing up at a podium, and they're going to call you a upstanding citizen, bruh. Right? For protecting the motherfucking burgers. You protected the burgers, the fries. You protected the money of McDonald's, bro. Praise this man. Give him a round of applause. Stupid motherfucker. Woo-wee. I ain't that stupid. So you don't like me, right? You don't like me. But no, wait, nah, but seriously, I'm joking. But am I right or am I wrong? Am I right or am I wrong? This is how they want you to be. You hear me? They trained us in a way for scum to take out the garbage. They trained us in a way where the garbage takes out the garbage. That's why when in the hoods, when it's violence among the ghetto, they say, go ahead, let them take themselves out. Let them kill themselves. Even the Most High said, let the dead bury the dead. You feel me? So that I'm telling you, that's how they see it. They say, God, let them take care of each other. That's work we gotta do. You know what I'm saying? It's cleaning up the streets. And that's why the KKK, even the KKK, they say this kind of shit. They say, go ahead. They say, go ahead. You know, he's dead and he's in jail. Keep cleaning up the streets. So, all right, so obviously, back on this guy who got approached by a cop, a communications officer, somebody called the cops on him, man. Somebody snitched on him. You hear me? Somebody snitched on him. Somebody said there's a man out here, because, you know what I mean? There's a man out here. He wasn't approached by a park ranger. He was approached by a fucking cop who works in that field. There's a man out here deer hunting in the middle of fucking, it ain't hunting season. And there's a man out here hunting, or who knows? Yeah, probably what? Yeah, it is, because December is hunting season. So what's the problem? He's probably in the hood. He's probably down around the way, around the bend. You know what I mean? And he was getting on people's nerves. Yeah. Yeah, he's spotlight hunting. Yeah, so anyway, I'll be back on here later to do another video, the same type of video. We're gonna look into some of the recent killings. See, this thing won't let me search around. I want to check December the 25th every 10 years. I want to see who's dying. I really want to see who's dying Christmas Eve, Christmas, and the day after. I bet you it ain't nothing but a bunch of cops. Especially the further back in the history that you go. Well, up to date, it's going to be a lot of people. But the further back in the history, it ain't going to be nothing but cops. You know why? I'm telling you this because people are trying to because it's personal. You know what I mean? See, for the cop, it's business for him when he's out trying to apprehend you on that day. But for the person that's trying to rob this place or whatever, it's personal for him. Because y'all put the stigma out there to say that if you can't provide around this time of year, then you really ain't shit. Like, you can go all year not being shit, not providing, but if you can't get some type of Christmas or Thanksgiving for your family, then you ain't shit. Even me, myself, I remember young as a teenager, I used to feel bad when I couldn't buy my family nothing for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? I did. And my baby mom didn't help to tell everybody that I didn't even get my children nothing for Christmas. She didn't. I mean, she didn't. She told everybody that you didn't. She told me you didn't even get your kids nothing for Christmas. I bought them shit and said it was from you. So it's like, yo, it's like, damn, the pressure is on. You feel me? No, the pressure really is on. Does the judge understand that? Does he? Does the cop that got the big house with the driveway with the huge Christmas tree, does he take that into consideration? He's supposed to be smart, right? He's supposed to be one of the ones. How can you patrol with people that you don't understand? You know what I mean? How can you not put things into perspective? Because you with that gun in your hand, you got a license to kill. That means for the moment, you have to be the judge, the jury, you have to be the executor, and you have to be somebody who expresses some type of, you know what I'm saying? Like, god damn. You're saying, well, I mean, this is what the cop will actually say if you try to reason with him. He'll say, listen, I understand. He says, listen, I feel you. I hear you. But I'm just doing my job. I have to do my job. That means that he won't reason with you. So then listen, when you go get the job at one of these convenience stores that these motherfuckers are going out of their way to protect, right? Listen, and he goes above and beyond. He starts to operate outside of his means as a cop. Now you're no longer not just doing your job. Maybe you should have stuck to just doing your job and you'd still be alive. But you only do that when it's convenient. When you don't want to, you know what I'm saying? When you don't want to cut me a break, then you throw that out there. But you go above and beyond for these motherfuckers. Listen, bruh. Listen, if you would go to work for one of these convenience stores, a job, right? And they ask you, what would you do if you seen someone stealing? Right? And you say, if you would answer, well, I'd mind my business. You won't get the job. You know why? You know why? Because you sat there and said, I hear you. I feel you. It's not right that they're stealing in here, and I hear you. I get it. But I'm just doing my job. See, you hired me to be a fucking cashier, not security. If you want security, hire security. Right? If you want a policeman working here, hire a patrol officer. You hired me to be a cashier, so that's what I'm going to be. Okay, if I even think, you're asking me not if I know that someone's stealing, you're asking me if I see it and I think that that's what happened, am I going to at least report it? No, I'm not. I'm going to mind my business, right? Now listen, there's nothing wrong with that because my business inside of your business is to do what you hired me to do, right? Cops do understand this, but they're fucking choosy. They pick and choose and they're biased. Judges understand this. Everybody understands this. And here's what the officer also understands. That if while in questioning, before he got the job, right, and they were casting, I guess, whatever you want to call it, they asked him similar questions. I don't give a fuck if it was 1980 or not. They asked him similar questions. If you were off duty and you seen somebody committing a unlawful act, would you A, turn your back and going about your business because you're not at work? Would you B, call the police and report what you saw, or would you take matters into your own hand? What do you think that they want you to say? That you would take matters into your own hand and go above and beyond for the force? Because guess what? When you do so, you're going to die a fucking hero and you're going to get a badge of honor. And you're going to get a plaque down here at the police station with your fucking name on it, buddy. Now go to the afterlife for us. Right? Ain't that some shit? I'm not wrong for saying mind your own goddamn business. Listen, they teach that if you go by the book, then nothing will go wrong. Right? If you operate in the confines in which you were employed, nothing will go wrong. You see? Now listen, they're not going to, now if you join the military, they're not going to let you go above and beyond in that matter. If you join the military, they're going to tell you to stick to the script, motherfucker. They're going to tell you stick to the script. They'll say that your objective is to make it back home. Right? And that's by doing what you were trained to do. Not leap into action after you retired from the motherfucking force or you're no longer on whatever. Leap into action. They'll say that that's a dumb move. Learn from his mistake. He wasn't equipped to go out into the killing fields, but he went out there anyway. Right? He wasn't equipped to go out into the killing fields, but he went out there anyway because he seen something that he thought needed to be addressed. Don't fucking do that. You have to have restraint, is what they'll say. But when a cop does it, badge of honor. And when you do it at the fucking job, badge of honor. This is a conflicted society and it's wicked and retarded. Period. And they're biased as hell. Like I said, if you don't put that stigma out there around Christmas, they say I'm out here doing what I'm doing because of my livelihood, bro. You got people injecting into their veins trying to protect their livelihood. Because if you can't work here if you don't have proof that you got it, so they're like, fuck it. I got into that argument with that dude next door because he said, he said, I told him he's crazy for letting them people inject that shit in his. And he said, I'm crazy. I did it for my family. Basically, he said, I got bills, I got a car note, and my job was making you get it, so I did it for my family. So he's basically saying it should be understood. And you're trying to enforce the law when you're not on duty today. You're out of line, buddy, and you know you are. That's like being a cop from Canada, and while visiting Chicago, you start trying to enforce the law, and they will. And that's the crazy thing. You know they will, right? If it's a cop over in Canada and he sees somebody committing an act over in motherfucking in America, see somebody about to commit an robbery, he's gonna spring into action. You know that, right? He's gonna spring into action. He's going to. But when he gets killed, he's gonna get called a hero, and the guy who killed him is gonna get called a scumbag. Who is more justifiable? Well, come on, man. Yo, listen, bro, that's crazy as shit. And it's like that all around the world. And that's how you know that's how you know witchcraft is real. And that's how you know that the stigma that's going out is real. That's how you know that the one world government is in full effect. Because there was a time where you wouldn't have that. There's a time where you wouldn't have that. Now, it's normal. It's completely normal. You can be a cop. You can be an African cop from Sierra Leone and come over here while on vacation in Philly and see somebody. You're going to carry this type of, because they know that it's smiled upon. They know that they're going to get a pat on the back by whatever law enforcement who's in charge here. They might not even know the name of the goddamn law enforcement. They might not know where the closest police station is at. But when the cops show up and you're an officer over in Sierra Leone and you took care of business here, they are not going to charge you and say, dude, you know that you just broke the law, which you did. You did. As a cop over in Sierra Leone, to take the matters into your own hands here, you just broke the law. You know that, right? But they're biased and they break the law for each other. Goddamn fucking idiots. You just broke the law. You can't touch me. Get your fucking hands off me. You can't touch me. I can defend myself against you, man. Why can't I? So it's the same when you're off duty. You tried to commit a citizen's arrest at this point and got your snot box robbed. Anyway, this is the one world government, man. It is, and I hope you see it that way, because it is. It is. And we're the victims. We're the victims of it. There's some hot-headed motherfuckers, bro. Anyway, that's a hothead.
They last just as long as they last.
What is this, some kind of a trick?
Oh, come on, Mr. Trooper. You can still smell it, can't you? I know I can. You know, this one guy I ran into, he had this theory. He said he thought maybe we got sprayed with something. You know, something Russians cooked up for the Kong. Something too dangerous to keep using. Oh, whatever.
The motel you fell asleep in. What happened there?
I went to sleep, you know, and I couldn't wake myself up. I mean, I was locked in, right? I was locked in this nightmare. And when I did wake up, they were coming through the door. I mean, they were tearing the door right off its hinges. And one of them had a rifle. And he had a rifle. And it was pointed at me. Pointed right at my heart. And I could see him. You know, I could see him. I could see his eyes. I could see his muddy face. Come on, do it. Come on. And I ran. Oh, God, I ran. Come on. Come on. Come on. And then I ran. God, I ran. I ran again. Mr. Trooper, you don't want me in your territory, believe me. Not with a body count I got in my head.
You're coming with me, mister. I'm placing you under arrest.